Hi everyone, Edna Kimball, Edna Sells, and welcome to today's episode where we have Matt Sherwood joining us. Matt is a co-owner broker of a real estate company at Lake Eufaula, McAlester. Matt, what other areas? Those are the two areas that I send you referrals
Sure.
to.
Primarily the southeast Oklahoma is kind of our main stomping ground. A lot of rural area there. So Pittsburg County, McIntosh County, some down south into like Hughes County and those counties, but primarily the rural area, southeast Oklahoma.
That's a lot of windshield time.
It is a lot of windshield time.
For sure. Now, what is the name of your brokerage?
NextHome Professionals.
Okay, and how long has that entity been in Northeast?
We're just fixing to hit our 1 year with the franchise. Perfect. So we're coming on our 1 year anniversary. NextHome has been open since 2014. So 600 offices across the country. And there's 2 offices in Oklahoma, and we were the second one, opened March 15th of last year.
Fantastic. So the way I met Matt is that, again, we believe in being an expert in our market. So sometimes we get buyers who call and say, hey, I'm interested in purchasing a lake home, either Tenkiller or Eufaula. I'm not driving to Eufaula, so therefore we send them. Also, for whatever reason, people contact us thinking that we're near McAlester. We get that a lot. And I'm like, not even close. So we wanted to find basically a partnership or someone that we could trust that is going to take care of the clients, have the same ethics and morals, and handle things basically the way we would. And we've been thrilled with that partnership. So if you're thinking of moving into that area, we got you covered. So I always think of it more as a lake area, but McAlester is not a lake area.
No, it's really not. So the lake is in Lake Eufaula, which comes down to McAlester. So we do have that kind of lake community, but it's more of the rural country, cowboy, farm, ranch. It's more of that feel than it is the lake.
Okay.
Especially for somebody that's lived there my whole life. I don't even notice the lake. I'm just driving past it. So.
It's just, background.
Yeah.
Right?
So,
does everybody say, oh, I bet you're on the lake every weekend?
Yes, they do.
And we're not, because we're showing houses every weekend, right?
That's right.
So born and raised in McAlester?
Yes.
Okay. And what does that look like?
So born and raised in McAlester, Quentin area, another small town just outside of McAlester. It's where I was born and raised at. So then joined the military right after high school. So spent some time off traveling and getting to experience the world a little bit, which was nice. And then now coming back and getting to serve my community. So I've been in McAlester for the last 15 years or so. Okay. So and that's where we're
I didn't realize that you were in the military. So which branch?
I was in the Marine Corps.
Marine Corps. Well, thank you for your service.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Thank you.
How long were you in?
I was in 4 years.
Okay.
So I did 4 years active, 2 years inactive. And then I went from there, and I was actually a police officer at Eufaula. So I worked several years as a K-9 officer in the city of Eufaula. So I know that area very well.
Oh, that is so cool. Yes. Well, I really shouldn't be surprised, because he's very regimented and he's very detail oriented, and all of that would play in with military and being a police officer. I love that.
Yes.
So now you are co-owners of this brokerage. Tell us a little bit about the brokerage.
So we are a service first, full service brokerage, and that's kind of how we started a year ago. We seen a need in our area of somewhere that really just catered to the client every step of the way. We know that this is a very stressful, emotional event for our clients, and we wanted to have a brokerage and a brand that took the brunt of that from our clients, being able to understand and guide them through every step of the process. And we seen that there was a need that was lacking in our community, so we just said, you know what, we're gonna make it happen.
Gonna fill that need. Yes, absolutely. So that's not unique to Tahlequah, that it's an emotional.
It's definitely not. It's definitely not.
Okay. Well, it's good to know.
That might be an American thing.
Okay. Or at least Northeast and Southeast Oklahoma, right?
Yes.
So for sure. Okay, I love that. And so how many agents do you have? Like, what is your office setup?
We have 9 agents currently. There's actually 3 owners in the company.
Okay.
So, and then we have 6 other agents, and that's just starting. And it's so funny because we started a year ago, and we were having these conversations. We were like, we don't even really want to grow agents. We just want to keep it really close and have a nice team. And then it's been an amazing uphill climb from there, bringing in agents, and they're coming to us, and it's been great. So kind of growing organically, grassroots. We're not actively recruiting or anything like that. We're just really pulling in good team members that fit our culture. That culture in our office is very important to us. So having that close, tight-knit team is really nice.
Like a SEAL team.
Yes.
But you were a Marine.
I like
so
that.
I don't know.
Either one. Either one.
Okay, it still works.
Yes,
Wait, what is
absolutely.
the elite version of a Marine?
Recon.
Okay, a recon
Yes,
team.
yes.
Okay, I got it. And I love that they're drawn to you. So, because like attracts like, so you're not even actively seeking, but these people are seeing what you're doing in the community and being drawn in.
Yes.
So I do love that.
Yes.
So, okay. And then what does Matt do when Matt's not selling homes and running a business here?
That's a great question, and that's a hard to answer because they're so intertwined. I don't know if I'm doing anything when I'm not doing the business side. But no, honestly, church and God is a huge factor for me. That's number one at the top of the list. And then my wife and daughters are right down 1, 2, and 3. So that's where my time is spent when I'm not actively working in the business. But as you know, real estate, they're getting drug around a lot with me. So without them, they're my biggest cheerleaders and biggest fans. So having them help me put out signs and do all this stuff and run the business, they're a big part of that. But my family is definitely top of the list there.
I bet you do that thing of let's take a Sunday drive.
I do.
And while
I
we're
do.
doing that, let's put a
Yes.
few signs out and take a few photos.
We did that yesterday. We got out of church and I was like, you know what? I'll buy you guys lunch if you just come look at some property with me. So
That is so
they're
true.
easily persuaded.
I love that. But it sounds like you're outnumbered. So 2 daughters?
Yes, 2 daughters.
Oh, and how old are they?
My oldest is going to be 14 in April,
Oh.
and my youngest will be 12 this year. So 14
Oh,
and
you're in
12.
the thick of things.
I am in the thick of things. I've always said that up until this last year, it's like raising girls is so much easier than raising boys. And this year I'm like, you know what? I've got it wrong the last 12 years. It's totally not. This is where the hard part starts. So.
Jill's behind the camera going, oh, you have no idea.
Oh, yes.
And guess what? They get more expensive at this age.
Oh, I know.
So you got to sell
I
more
do.
homes,
Yes.
right?
Yes, absolutely.
I love that. So now, is your wife in the business, or
She is not.
Okay.
Nope. So she stays at home. We homeschool, so she does all of the education and the teaching with the girls. And of course, I say she's not in the business. I mean, she is my partner in the business. She's just behind the scenes. So.
Okay, that's usually the way it goes. I
Yes.
don't know of anyone who's successful in this industry that the spouse doesn't know how to install a lockbox or,
Yes.
run an
Yes.
errand there. So I love that. Yeah.
Yes.
So one of the things that I was hoping to chat with you today is tell us a little bit about what you guys are seeing in Southeast Oklahoma as far as where you think the market is going in this next 3 to 6 months. Do you think it's a good time to sell, or should they wait until the rates come down? Do you think it's a good time to buy, or do you think they should wait until the rates come down?
I think yes, yes, and yes on all of those things. So I think it's very dependent on the client and their needs.
Okay.
So I tend to not take anything to say, oh, well, the rates are this, so you should wait, because I can't predict what the rates are going to do, what the market's going to do 3 to 5 years from now. So I don't think they should be either.
Yeah.
But to me, it's if you're getting married, you're having children, your life changes, jobs, careers, all of those things are going to affect your decision to make the move to buy or sell.
Absolutely.
So the rate should be the last thing that's on the mind, in my opinion, for most clients. Now that does tend to change depending on investor clients and those type of
Sure.
things. But for most people, I think if you're looking to sell or you need to sell, now is the best time. And if you're looking to buy and you're looking to make that move or downsize or whatever it is, now is also the best time. And I think on both sides of the aisle, I think we're still in a really great market, especially in Southeast Oklahoma. Still, land prices are still very, very, lower than national, very competitive for the state. So it's still a great time to buy if you're looking to make a move from somewhere else. And, on the other side of that, if you're looking to sell, land prices are higher than they've ever been for Southeast Oklahoma. So it still gives you
And
that
both are
opportunity.
true.
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
both of those comments or statements is true, and
Yes.
people have a hard time understanding that,
Yes.
know. So land, is this true? They're not making anymore?
That is last I heard. That's
In
very true.
Southeast Oklahoma,
Yes,
they're not making
they're
anymore?
not. No.
Same thing here, yes. And that is why that both of those statements are true. It's still land is priced well and you can get a good deal, but as a seller, land is more expensive now than it's ever been because they're not making anymore.
Yes.
So yeah, that was kind of a trick question. He saw that one coming. So as far as what do you think is going to happen toward the end of the year? Like for those who think that maybe they should wait.
So I think that the markets for us in Southeast Oklahoma is going to stay very steady. It's going to stay very strong. I don't think we're going to see home prices come down. I think if anything, they're going to go up. Okay. So I think if the feds end up doing rate reductions or anything like that as the summer and the end of the year comes, plus it's an election year, so there's going to be a lot of pandering and a lot of things that go on there political that I think is going to potentially make home prices go up even, but I don't think they're coming down.
Okay.
And you know, I have that question with clients too. They ask me about the interest rates. Well, should I wait? And when we do the math, I'm like, that difference in interest rate from 5% to 6.5 or 7 is dollars versus what we can save you on the front end of the transaction by getting the seller to pay closing costs or doing some other things that most people are untraditional. So I think the market's going to stay strong, and I think if anything, it's going to go through the roof. And I think this year, it's hard to say what this year's going to do. I think it's going to be pretty steady for us, and then I think I'm looking 2-3 years down the road is where it's going to really probably take off again.
Okay. Well, obviously there's no such thing as having a crystal ball or knowing, but we absolutely agree that if you can afford the home, you should buy it now, because I don't see how you're going to get a better deal down the road. We're already at the beginning stages of, if it's kind of a cookie cutter 3 bedroom, 2 bath, 2 car garage in the right school district and area, we are seeing multiple offers begin to happen again. And when that starts happening, then we're going to see increases. Is that kind of a fair assessment?
Yes, yeah? I absolutely agree with that 100%. I think the prime properties they're still sitting on the market 1 to 2 days. I mean, they're still going very quickly.
Right.
We've seen a longer time on the market for some of our less desirable properties, but I think that's just traditional with the nature of the market. But yes, the market is still very strong for sought after properties.
Love that. And do you have any issues in your market where maybe people overshot the price point and have been on for an excessive period of time? And if yes, should they go ahead and adjust now, or do you think the market will catch up with them?
I think they should. I think.
I'm waiting to hear that answer.
Again, I think it depends on the person's circumstances that they're in. So we have clients that say, I'm moving to, Montana, and I've got a new job and I have to sell in 30 days. Well, price moves everything. So if that's the direction and the time frame that you need, then we have to make some aggressive decisions price wise. Yeah. And then we have the clients that I'm okay sitting 6 months and see what happens, and when we have that, then we can be a little more patient, but it really is very client dependent.
Yeah.
But I think again, price moves everything. So for me, I'm a little more aggressive on price, and I think that's priced competitively. But I want to be the obvious choice when clients are looking at their home. I don't want them to be the ones that says, "Well, they're the highest in the neighborhood, I'm going to go with option B." I want to be the first option that gets the multiple offers.
Absolutely. And pricing is a skill set. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes.
We sometimes have sellers who, I'll make a recommendation of $250. They will want $255, but my recommendation is already at the top of the market. And the challenge of going with the $255 is what we see is that the other home might be priced at $245, and they'll chase the $245 first because they're already going to negotiate at a lower price point. And so by going above that number, a lot of times they shoot themselves in the foot.
Yes.
Yeah. Appraisals. How are appraisals going in Southeast Oklahoma?
We've actually seen the appraisals start to pull back a little bit as far as the appraisers are concerned. They're being a little more aggressive and a little more strict with some of the appraisals. We've had a few actually come in, under value where they wouldn't have 6-12 months ago.
Absolutely. That is we actually, within the last 2 weeks, we've had 5 not make value.
Wow.
Yeah. And do you think that the assessment is based upon because there have been so few homes that have closed, so they just don't have a big, inventory to go and look at as far as comps? Or do you think that they are trying to reset the market?
I think it's both. I think there are some areas that we have that comping these properties poses a challenge, especially with the increases in prices that we've had the last 12, 24 months. So if no homes in that area have brought that price, then it's hard for them to do a comparable, analysis.
Right.
But I also think that there is some uncertainty with the investors and with the finance companies as well at the top that are trying to pull back a little bit just to curb their own risk. So I think that's what we're seeing. But we've even seen a lot of appraisers coming back with a lot more repair requests, lender required repairs than what we've seen in the previously as well. So I think that ties into that as well.
And we're definitely seeing that. They're getting much stricter, but it's exactly what you said. It's the investors behind the lenders that are wanting to make sure that, because at the end of the day, we know what the market is now. No one knows what the market is going to be in 30 days. And I think that that's, if you need to make a move, it only makes sense to do it when you know where the market is, not wait and hope that the market does what you need it to do, right?
Yes.
So that's a big deal. So what else is going on in Southeast Oklahoma that we should know about?
So the whole area is starting to grow. We've had a lot of very excited. We just got Chick-fil-A and Hobby Lobby, and we've had some development that's going into the town commercially. And we're getting some word that in the next 3 to 5 years that's going to continue to grow and expand. And with that, the biggest thing that we see is that we don't have enough houses right now. Our inventory is still very low. And as we bring in manufacturers and we bring in jobs and we bring in development, that demand is only going to get worse. So we are at a place right now that we're looking at maybe some developments that need to come in, or if you're just looking to sell, that it's a great opportunity now because there is and that's the difference that I see from the market 10 years ago is that we still have the demand for homes.
Right.
A lot of times we just don't have the supply, and we're still in desperate need of supply.
Yeah. And so is there land available if somebody was interested in doing a development, or?
That's tricky as well because McAlester is very unique in the way that the town's laid out. So really the only place that we can grow is north. Because we have smaller towns and smaller communities, suburbs that make up the outside east, west, and south of McAlester.
Right.
So really the only availability is to grow north, and that poses a little bit of challenges, but I think as we start to grow that way, we're going to see it really expand, and there's plenty of room to grow north from McAlester to Tahlequah. So
okay.
I think it's going to be...
join Tahlequah, right?
Absolutely.
A little bedroom community of McAlester. Now, what is the highway that runs right through McAlester?
69?
69, yeah. I just know going to Texas, that's,
Yes.
you'll always get me speeding through there, but yes. And then there are some really good Italian restaurants in your market, right?
There is.
Yeah, are you kind of a destination town, or do people just come for, I don't know, like for the industry?
I think they come for the outdoor industry that we have in Southeast Oklahoma. So if you're looking to hunt, fish, shoot, go on hunting trips and fishing trips, then we're the place in the community to do it. And then with that, we have some awesome Italian restaurants and Pete's Place and Roseanne's and some great restaurants. And I think that's a draw to the community as well. And once people get there and they try it, and they're like, okay, we've got to continue to go back. So.
Yeah, we've been known to drive to McAlester simply to eat crabs. So.
Yes, absolutely.
So very, very good.
Yes.
So, but I have several friends who do like hunting and fishing trips into that area. So you guys have it's very similar to Tahlequah. But again, Southeast Oklahoma, Northeast Oklahoma.
And we're part of the Choctaw Nation as well in McAlester. So that's something we're seeing as well growing is the nation as a whole is growing in our area. They're putting a lot of development and things back into the community as well. So I think we're going to see that kind of coexist and grow together as well as the future goes on.
Well, it's very similar to Tahlequah since we have Cherokee Nation. So that's probably why this is working out so well. That's fantastic. Yeah. Well, I do think it's going to be a wild ride this year. What do you think?
I think so as well.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be fun.
Yeah, that's the best way it's a good outlook on it.
Yes.
So if you're thinking of buying or selling in Southeast Oklahoma, reach out. We're going to put Matt's information below. If you don't remember or can't find it, then just give us a call. We'll hook you up with him for sure. And the same thing, if you're in McAlester and you're looking to move to Tahlequah, give Matt a call. He'll reach out and connect you with us. We think it's important to have specialists in your market or in your area. One of the things that we are running into with the challenges is sometimes we get appraisers from McAlester here. Now that doesn't ever make sense to me because they're pulling comps that they've never been in any of them. Do you guys ever get Tahlequah people up there?
You know, I can't say specifically that we get Tahlequah, but I just had one last week, and they sent an appraiser from Tulsa. And they called tons of repairs that the sellers are having to make, but it's just a different market. They don't know our market, and when you send an appraiser from an outside market, they have different rules and structure that they run with. So that's definitely something we see from time to time.
Yeah. So I think it's important not only to hire like a Southeast Oklahoma specialist realtor, but also a lender in your market so that they keep the appraisers local. Same with our market. So if you are thinking of buying or selling, reach out and Matt can help you with that first step of finding a lender in that market. That way you're not wasting time and money getting an appraiser from a different area that really can't truthfully tell you what the value of the property is.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, I'm so glad you came in today. We hit him with a few hardball questions. Now, before we let you go, we do typically like to ask a controversial question.
Okay, let's hear it.
It's like,
I don't know if you'll have enough time.
Well, I already know the answer since now I know your background, but Matt, do you make your bed every day?
I do not.
Does your wife make the bed every day?
She does not.
I got that wrong. Really?
Really?
Okay, that's interesting.
Yes.
I thought the military. See, Jill is in shock. Ah. I've never misjudged that, have I? Okay.
I have a far more regimented morning schedule, and my making my bed's not in the top 5. So
okay, well tell us what your morning routine is, because we believe in strong morning routines around here.
So very early, up in the morning, usually around 6. That's when I'm up, workout. I do my Bible study, my devotion, all of those things. Try to get 10 pages read in a different book as well.
Okay.
Do a little bit of exercise, and then a cold shower or cold plunge, and then breakfast, and then I'm usually try to get to the office by 8 or 8:30. So that's how my mornings have been trying to consist, and making the bed just takes up too much time.
Well, that's a pretty good strong.
Plus, my wife's still sleeping most of the time, so.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, we run into that one a lot. So for sure, it's a good thing to blame it on the spouse. Well, we so appreciate you taking the time, because you do have so much going on. And guys, we are at the beginning of spring, and we were just talking before the cameras started rolling. This past weekend really kicked off, right? So again, if you're looking to buy and sell in Southeast Oklahoma, reach out to Matt, and again, we'll put you in connection with him if you need us to. Matt, thank you for coming in today. We really appreciate it, and we'll definitely maybe have you back at the end of the year and compare notes on what our crystal ball theory, how well it went.
I love it. Thank you so much for having me.
Guys, as always, please like, follow, and share. And if there's a topic or someone that you would like for us to have on the next episode, please reach out and we will research that and see if we can make that happen for you. Thanks for watching.